In the previous question of the Catechism, we asked, why did God make you and all things? And the answer was, for His own glory. To give someone glory means to show how great and awesome something or someone is. Glorify is a special word we use to describe giving glory to someone. Psalm 19 tells us that the heavens above us, the sun, moon, and stars, all glorify God. And they glorify God without having brains to think. Instead, they glorify God by being huge and beautiful and powerful. But what about those of us who have brains? Well, that brings us to this week's question. How can you glorify God? Answer, by loving Him and doing what He commands. As we try to figure out what this means, let's read from the Bible book of Psalms, chapter 86. How lovely is your dwelling place, O Lord of hosts! My soul longs, yes faints, for the courts of the Lord. My heart and flesh sing for joy to the living God. For a day in your courts is better than 1,000 elsewhere. The writer of this psalm is singing for joy to God. He says that a single day with God is better than 1,000 anywhere else. This psalm teaches us that we glorify God when we love Him. When God is first place in our hearts, when we love Him more than all the treasures of the world, we glorify Him. Let's look at a couple more Bible verses. We'll start with 1 John chapter 5. For this is the love of God, that we keep His commandments. John tells us here that if we want to show our love for God, we need to keep or obey His commandments. The book of Matthew chapter 5 tells us, in the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. When we obey God and do good works, other people will see and give glory to God too. These two verses show us another way we can glorify God. We glorify God when we obey Him as King. God has told us how He wants us to live in the Bible, and when we obey Him as our King, we glorify Him. Loving God and obeying His commands as King are two ways we can glorify God. However, sometimes, instead of loving God most and obeying Him as our King, we instead love and serve other things. When we do that, we're glorifying the wrong things. Let's look at our question one more time. How can you glorify God? Answer, by loving Him and doing what He commands. We glorify God when we love Him more than anything else, and we glorify Him when we obey Him as our King.